2017 MacBook Pro. It still goes.
No, it's great.
Yeah. Let me get the two mics so we can.
Replace the battery,
Which one is it?
I was telling her about something.
Superflex? Yeah, what's it for what purpose? For digestion? When did you take it?
I saw it yesterday.
And it's not working for you?
Not working.
Try that Mucinex. Mucinex is really good.
All right.
It's the same thing, but it's stronger. It's called Mucinex, but buy like the Rite Aid brand or the Walgreens brand.
Is it
Yeah,
over the counter or?
it's over the counter. Yeah.
Is it-
It's on the shelf.
All right. All
You're
right.
gonna send me the pictures,
I'll find it for you and send it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll show it.
Nice. Steve, what's up? All right, we got a bunch of people on the stream already. Okay. Rather than starting late, we'll start with who's here and get rolling. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. I am stoked to be back. It's been 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, probably at least a few weeks.
Yeah. There might have even been a holiday and then 2 weeks that I was out that Tom covered for me, and then last week I didn't want to keep burdening members in the group to cover for me, and it was my son's birthday, which I did. Have you ever been to, man, what's that place on Miami Beach that's an ice skating rink? Have you? There's an ice skating rink in Miami Beach. You'd never guess. Like, if you're interested, let me know and I'll send you the information. I would recommend it.
Ice skating?
Yes. Well, I don't ice skate, but even if you don't ice skate, they have these, it looks like a walker. So you can get on skates and be a walker, and they have them for kids
I just need to show this.
yeah, kids of all ages. But we did that. My son had a blast. I definitely had FOMO for not being here at the group, but I'm super energized for this. I've gotten a ton of messages. The initial thumbnail for this event was me hosting this. Then we updated it. Tom was going to be co-hosting this with me. He had some cool things to share with, which I'll share here, having to do with some Amazon influencer new events. Many of you have reached out to me already that he's reached out to you proactively to say how he wouldn't be here for this event. He's working on great and amazing things, and regretfully is not going to be able to make it. Still though, we have a bunch of great stuff to cover, and I'm going to start off with some announcements. So I've mentioned how the Wizards of Ecom podcast starting back up. We're like right there. You guys are like very, very high on the top of my list of people to reach out to as guests for the podcast. I may start with audio only, and the thing is with you guys, I want you to, obviously if you're watching this on the stream, I'm definitely wanting you to be a guest, and that would be virtual unless Steve comes down to Miami. But for you guys that you are local, I want to pull it off in person and video, which is a new format for me, but I think that'd be great. So we got to do a little calendar issues, but I'm really, really excited about that. We'll do like an under the hood episode, going from like how this started, and we'll have like check-ins. We'll try to set something up like every 6 months. It's a comeback and a check-in, good or bad,
Yeah.
right? I believe I'm going to start reaching out to you guys next week to start coordinating that. No, look at things. She's like, I gotta go. She looks at me like, I'm coming in next week. No, I'll start reaching out next week so we can start getting something on the calendar for that. By the way, if somebody could, I don't know if you have that popped open, just, I'll look back.
No, I'm trying to get it set up, open it right now, but it's new computer.
One of the biggest bits of news that I want everyone on the stream and in person to know is Bruce has got a Mac. Bruce got a Mac. We finally left, fully evolved, as we like to say. he has a Mac, and things should be moving even faster now. Let's see, what else? Oh, sponsors. We got a lot of cool sponsors. Let's start with one that you see right here, the Miles Academy. That's a great one if you want to be able to like travel the world and do a bunch of luxurious stuff using points. We have a lot of other sponsors here on this ticker to upgrade. I'm still fighting with this software to upgrade this ticker, but a lot of cool stuff here. The breakfast, you've been talking with Levanta, she's come a few times. But a lot of other ones there, and as I like to say, if you're not working with one of them, I don't expect you to just to switch, but if you are considering switching, check them out. And if you're not going to switch from who you're at, and you see them at a booth or a show, just say hi. Like they're a big part of how we're able to do what we do here. What other announcements? Let's see.
Midjourney?
Huh?
Midjourney.
Mid-Journey?
Mm-hmm.
You got some Mid-Journey announcements?
No. Are you still working on Midjourney? So the chat.
Discord.
This.
Oh yeah. So we migrated from Telegram to Discord, and I was like, man, it's going to be painful. I would more accurately describe it as disastrous in what it is. Like the Discord is a cemetery. It's quiet. It's still not a habit for me to go check in every day. I might go days without even looking. I'm working on that. One thing that I'm going to talk to this week is we have a new person on the team who I think has a lot more experience into jump-starting these things, especially on Discord, than I do. Hopefully, if Dianella is listening to this, I'm going to talk to you on Monday to see about what some cool stuff we can get the conversation. I miss the Telegram, to be honest. Being able to jump in there and tag and ask some questions. The goal, and I still think it's going to be worth it even after this painful transition once we get Discord rolling. I've just honestly had so many other priorities, a bit overwhelmed that it hasn't reached as high of a priority as I would have liked it to have been. But things are settling down a great deal, and we're going to be able to put some more energy to that. Speaking of the Discord and some events, one of the lessons I've learned in starting this, we're going on 12 years, or I think, no, we're going on 13 years, is we start things, talk about them for a while, or there's a selling style that you talk about for a while, and then it fades out. And one thing we did, like for example, with retail arbitrage, we hung on to that style a little too long. I feel like we should have phased out the conversations on retail arbitrage a lot earlier than we did, but it felt like we have to talk about it. An example would be like drop shipping. We don't do drop shipping. We don't talk about it. It's okay to not talk about it. Somebody has a question, we're open about it. I think arbitrage should have done that a while back. But things like, I'm trying to get other tracks, some traction going on some other tracks that I feel are complementary to us as Amazon sellers or business people. One of the ones I mentioned was an email newsletter meetup group. That's going to happen. We're going to do that once a month. Good news on that is, and I've been saying it for a while, apparently with Kit, Creator Network, and SparkLoop, there is a ton of confusion in getting that set up. We finally finished creating the course. So I have a free course that's available for anyone that wants access to it to get set up. I'll be releasing it next week. So hopefully that solves that portion of it, like how to get everything set up correctly to where you can start doing some damage and getting some subscribers, organic, free and paid. Both versions are done. I would love feedback from you on that. Instead of setting up these modules where I'm just talking to a camera, what we did in the free course is Andres, Erica, myself, we started one. We created one called YouTube Superheroes, a newsletter. We really created it. It exists. And we went through every single step. We recorded it, and we're in like a Google Meet video call. You're hearing all the small talk amongst us, the considerations we're taking into doing it, and at the end, you actually see a newsletter created. So I think that was the best way to make sure everything got captured. From the creating of the landing page, the connecting it, how things get tagged, how to put your welcome sequence, what's a broadcast, and actually setting everything up. The approval process, getting approved for different things, everything. It's all included. It comes out to be like, I think 2 hours or less, 2 hours max of content, but it's 100% free. I just want you guys to do it. Start it and start growing that email newsletter so you're not so dependent on Amazon. Yeah.
I have it set up. I got all the nuts and bolts, but the problem is I'm like stuck on how to grow the subscribers.
Yeah. I didn't get into growth in that course. I mean, growth we could talk about here, or one-on-one or anything like that. Growth is a bit different. The paid version of growth is quite simple, but it's simple just as long as you pay. So if you have less than 2,000 subscribers, you pay SparkLoop $2,000 a month. In most categories, that's not hard ones, say like finance that means you're going to pay $2,000 for 1 month, and you're probably going to be sitting on like 2,600 subscribers at the end of that month, double opted-in subscribers. And then you can lower that. You're not stuck. You don't have to keep paying $2,000 a month for Sparkloop. You can lower it to $100 a month. So that's really, in that sense, it's really good. I would recommend. I would look at it as you have an Amazon advertising budget. Look at it as one of these months. Like for example, I'm going to use you as an example. You have an Amazon advertising budget. You're not going to max out that ad budget in month 1 because you got to make sure the listing's good. You want to get some reviews in and all that stuff there. Unless you just get some runaway keyword sales and you're like, yeah, let's throw money at it. It's getting sales. But absent that, you're not going to max out the budget. But it's available if you need it. Consider getting 2K of that and just dropping it into Sparkloop for 1 month to get past that initial hurdle, and then put something you're comfortable with, at least $100 a month, so there's consistent, serious growth on the newsletter. That would be my recommendation if you're going to go the paid route. The organic one or the non-paid route, the free route, is a bit more complicated, but it's complicated in the sense of it just takes time. What is it like? If you pay, you trade. Usually pay, less time, more time, less money. So on the free one, it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of like hand-to-hand combat, reaching out to other newsletters, asking if you can recommend each other. If they won't answer, going in and just recommending a bunch, seeing if they see that and they recommend back. It's a lot of that, and maxing out the 100. In some accounts now, you can do up to 200, but going out and you could technically go in there and just recommend 200 and then be like, okay, a week later, 95 of them didn't recommend me back. These 5 I'm willing to keep even though they didn't recommend me back. Eliminate the others and add different. And then you're trying to get to a spot where you have as much mutual recommendations as possible happening on the free side, and you get growth. So one of the other newsletters we have, for example, the Wizards of Ecom one that we started, I think we're at 3,500 subs after 5 weeks, right? We paid for that, but the Creator Paycheck newsletter we have is getting, without all that hand-to-hand combat, like we're not going all in and maxing out the growth on that one, on the free side, but it's still getting probably 10 new subscribers organically per week. Yeah, anyhow, so that's created. So so I don't lose the thread. We have the email newsletter meetup that will be happening. I'm considering, and I'd love feedback from everybody, I'm considering doing it before this meetup instead of after. So it's not cutting so late into Saturday evenings, and if we wanted to have something after this event, we'd pretty much just have a full day. For me, that sort of works better to kind of get a full day in of different events, but I'm considering like an 11 a.m. or an 11:30, and then it finishes in time to just transition into this room. Like say you wanted to attend the email newsletter meetup and then you also wanted to come do this Amazon one, it's just a smooth transition. So it's not gonna be weekly. I'd probably start with like 1 a month and base some feedback on that. The YouTube one, I'm gonna take a break on it for a couple weeks, and then I'm gonna retool it. I'm gonna be the one presenting it, and that's probably gonna go to a once a month cadence as well. What was the other one I was considering? Oh, and the reason why I don't put those meetup, those topics in this one, even though they're relevant for us, is that I don't want to dilute the main purpose of this meetup. And the main purpose of what we're trying to do with this meetup is, this group and this event is grow your brand. Like that's where we want to go. Even if you're a reseller, like we're trying to get into grow your brand. If you're stuck, get unstuck. Like that's what I want this to focus on, and it's very. For example, look at the topic like we have today, the Amazon influencer, user-generated content. Ever since that cat came out of the bag, it's almost been impossible to have a meetup event where that wasn't talked about for like 20 minutes. So it almost like hijacks the conversation. And for some people, like anyone looking at like quick, easy money and struggles with more of a long-term vision, it's easy to kind of like get lost in that. And lose sight of growing your brand. So being able to separate those topics, I think, is better for everyone. And based on your guys' feedback. That's what we do. Any questions? Hello. Not working on my end. What's not working on your end, Candace?
Your sound's okay.
My sound's good,
Your
yeah?
sound is working.
Yeah? Are you able to put a comment in there, like, well, I can ask her, you see? Are you able to? And ask Candace, like, what's not working? Hello, Candace. All right. Okay, so what else? I did sponsors, there was I talked about some new meetups that are coming.
She's okay.
Okay.
She's on her phone, so it must be her.
Wait, I see it on my phone. Nice. Miss you, Candace. Okay. What else? Oh, here's another thing. Especially, Ting, you gave a lot of feedback on these 2 of the next 3 topics. I stopped doing the PPC tip. I was doing 1 tip every beginner hour. It was a beginner tip. I really didn't get a lot of feedback back from you guys as far as how helpful that was. I know you liked it. I started getting some more feedback on that, so I'm going to reintroduce that probably starting next week. I'm having at least once a quarter a live product sourcing.
Once a quarter.
At least once a quarter.
At least once a quarter.
Yeah, at
That's
least.
the most exciting.
Right, so I'm going to do it at least once a quarter, full session, live product sourcing one,
Okay.
and I'm trying to set it up to where most of every beginner hour, every week,
Okay.
involves more of the live product sourcing. The other kind of segment I'm wanting to add in, I was looking, I think I have this solved, and I've not got a commitment from the person yet, but in some of our breakfast meetings, one of the topics that's come up that's exciting in a good way and a bad way is Clawbot. Clawbot.
I
What is
don't,
it, Baba?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna do a bad job of explaining it, but is it still called Clawbot?
It's been changed to Clawbot.
It's been changed to Clawbot. It was called Claude-Bot, and then Claude AI or whatever sued or something.
okay.
But what it is pretty cool. Ramon is, I think, leading the charge on this, and it's allowing you to get, and it's, for security purposes, it's saying you need a separate computer. So what's happening is the way Mac Minis are designed, it's perfect for that, but you basically install a bunch of user profiles in your Mac Mini separate to your computer, and it's an AI that lives there and can just do any tasks you want from that computer 24/7.
wow.
You can communicate with it, I think WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp and Telegram. WhatsApp and Telegram, like you were chatting with somebody, like, hey, go do this remotely. And it just runs from that computer. It's, for a lot of the reasons I think that Ramon was saying to use it for, I'm not sold on them, but I am sold that it does look like it's something worth poking around on.
I'm not sure that it's better than a lot of other stuff out there.
I don't think it is. And I also think that Gemini, ChatGPT, and everyone is about to come up with their own answer to that same thing, and then,
And safety.
right, and safely, right? But it is something to consider, but it made me think it would be nice to have someone that's all, from the community here, that's all in on AI, specifically AI for e-commerce, to be able to share sort of a new tip or like something that that person's paying attention on each week. So I'm thinking about adding like an AI tip into each of the beginner hours or each Saturday that, if anything, might help you kind of give you permission to focus on maybe that instead of all the AI noise that's out there. I've been recommending to you guys that forget about trying to figure out which one's best. That seems to change daily, and it also seems to depend on what you do. Just pick one and use it. Use it, but don't forget to use your brain so it doesn't get soggy and you stay sharp. But I would suggest just use one. For me, that's Gemini. And I think Gemini is the best one out there right now, but my choice for that isn't because it's the best one, it's just that it's integrated with everything that I use. I use Google for everything, so it's been pretty massive. Are you using any AI? I don't think I've ever heard.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, but any particular thing you use it most for?
Like graphics.
Oh,
And,
nice.
it comes up with very good stuff.
Very good. Yeah, absolutely. What about
And it's easily correctable too. If it first delivers something that is not what you want, you can tell it how to correct it in You have to refine it, but it works pretty well.
Yeah, agreed. It was painful for me to leave ChatGPT, but I think ChatGPT is great. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I don't really think that one has an advantage over the other.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I absolutely agree. My decision was just one is already integrated, and the other one I would need to connect. That was it.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Is this a divided household on what AI is best, or you guys are unified on like a specific AI you use?
I'm still using the OpenAI because Gemini doesn't make sense to me. I tried a few times, doesn't make any sense. So when we compare the result on the same question on OpenAI, ChatGPT and Gemini, we still go with the ChatGPT. The answer is better.
Yeah, we mainly use ChatGPT. Every once in a while, when I feel like ChatGPT, excuse me, when I feel like ChatGPT is like hallucinating or something, then I'll bounce to Gemini. And I've gotten some better results with Gemini, but we primarily use the ChatGPT.
Yeah. Are you creating any GPTs, or are there any open AI, since both of you guys is anybody using any AI or of any kind specifically for Amazon or e-commerce yet?
Say that again?
Just no.
Are there any AI things you're using with ChatGPT that you're using specifically for e-commerce?
Like what? Like what would be an example?
Like one that's really, really good is getting your advertising reports, right?
No.
Putting your advertising reports in there, and then you don't have to know the acronyms. Like you can in plain English say, where is my money going? And it will spell something like, and you're able to have a conversation with it on it. So one would be just dumping your reports in there. And most people don't know where to go download the reports. If they did, they don't know what to make of them.
What more could you get out of that rather than just going into your Amazon dashboard and looking at the report there?
It gives you the data, but I think that's a good question. So what can it give you that you couldn't get from looking at the reports? If you're good at looking at reports, like on spreadsheets and stuff, maybe not a great deal. If you're well versed on Amazon and you're good at looking reports, even less. But if you're not great at looking at reports, if you're not well versed in Amazon, and if you're not, say, it's not the end of the day and you're wiped out and you're cutting corners, it's going to give you a lot more information than you would get yourself.
When you look at for example, when you look in the advertising manager on Amazon, and it said that lost opportunity cost, they're using AI to configure that figure that they're giving you, right?
Yeah, it's Amazon though, so.
It's Amazon, so you can't really trust it.
Right, Amazon has some incentives in saying
Yeah,
that.
they want you to buy more advertising.
Right.
Just hit the button and they'll sell you more advertising.
Right, and technically you get more sales, but most people just really don't want sales, they want profitable sales. Right, so like, it's unfortunate, but Amazon's AI with creative is actually great. For more images, for A+, for creative for ads, it's really good. But the advice on what you should spend, how you should spend it, how you should structure it, it's, I think, criminally bad. I would, if I was new to Amazon, I was solopreneuring it, and I didn't have a great deal of experience with ad reports, I would at a minimum be dropping my ad reports into several of my business reports. So it has a whole picture of what's going on. But I would be dropping my ad reports in there to be able to push back and challenge the agency that's going on. Or because a lot of the times that, whether it's you doing it, whether it's someone you have in-house doing it, whether it's an agency doing it, everybody has blind spots. So conversation and pushing each other and challenging and asking why is better for everyone. Including, say, if I'm the agency, like including myself. So being able to ask those say, more intelligent or tough questions, you're gonna be very helped out with AI. And you can ask it to come in here as if you're an Amazon advertising expert, to ask these questions. You can take the time to, build out a gem if you're on Gemini and say, here's my goal. And with that goal in mind, here's what's going on. Where it's not gonna line up, and this is why I'm saying it comes into more of like getting that information so you can have a conversation, is say it looks at your ads. I was just talking to Ramon about this last night. Say it looks at your ads and it says, you need to do X because it's not hitting X goal. Well, it's unable to take into account what your competitors are doing. So it's just looking at like in a silo, and that's not enough information to act on. But it is enough information to have really good conversations. Yeah. So I would look at it in the reports. I would use business reports. Several times, people that I've recommended to do this, they leave and they just start doing it because they're not. It doesn't seem like you're sold on it, but most people are not. But what they do, but say something like, you go in there and you put your transaction history, and it picks up something and it'll say, you know what? I noticed that Amazon's charging you an extra 7 cents per unit in fees. And you're like, why? And it'll dig in there and get it, and maybe they change the size or something about the product that's incorrect. And it's only 7 cents, but that's 7 cents. That's your 7 cents, So like it can do a lot of cool stuff. Like I think if anything, just start getting into the habit of putting your reports in there. That would be a good one. Any questions you guys have, or anybody have questions on the stream? Kim Day, what's up? My princess and prince. Hello. Candace, any questions? What time is it?
1:30.
Okay, we got time.
I do.
You got questions? Let's see it.
I do notice that after TikTok fully sold to the US company, I do feel like that the algorithm kind of changed. Before, if I take like a few days break, my content still push pretty far, getting a lot of likes. Overnight, I can get like, within my type of content, I'll get like a 100-ish likes. But now, reversed. If I don't post anything, basically there's no volume for me to push anymore. So overnight, I could get like just like a under 10 likes. That's I see the major change before and after. So I want to know like what's the new strategies to catch the algorithm.
Yeah. New strategies to chase the algorithm. Specifically, you're on TikTok, and for people listening to this, you've been I'm going to call you a content creator. You've been a content creator now for how long?
Since May.
Since May. Wow. You're pushing a year as a content creator. That's wild, and you can tell from how improved your content is. So, you've been a content creator since May. Really slow start. You went through all your growing pains and you started picking up some traction. TikTok officially sold at the US side, and you've noticed an algorithm change. 100% is an algorithm change. The only constant with algorithms is that they do change. I think it's a mistake to try to chase the algorithm.
Okay.
Maybe a better argument to chase the algorithm if it's an entertainment-based content channel.
Okay.
Just focus on delivering great content. And that's what works out. If your content is good, people want to watch it.
Yeah.
And the algorithms want to show good content. There's going to be some people that might do a trick, like something I've noticed that a lot of channels are doing right now. There's this, well, this is kind of a horrible example, but I don't mean to be crude, but there's this thing on TikTok where some people on TikTok are trying to push their OnlyFans, right? So what they do is they're holding a glass, like an opaque vase or a coffee thing, and they're holding it and they're talking, and it's always holding like this. It's always a woman holding it. And then they're talking and they kind of like turn a little bit, and when they move the coffee thing, they're not wearing anything behind, you know what I mean? And it's quick. But what happens is you try to pause to catch it, but to catch it just right, you got to watch it probably like from the algorithm perspective, you just watch this thing 20 times. That's a binge session. Algorithm says go. So I'm not recommending that. But what's happening is when you talk about how to trick the algorithm, and don't do this because Chris will probably get very upset, but if you were holding a big box of ramen, or a big box of oatmeal, or a big box of cereal, you know, whatever, you are holding the box of cereal and you're talking about it, you're gonna get a whole bunch of people to watch through that thing a few times because they think, well, if you're holding this box of cereal like this, that you might be about to move it. And so like those are hacks. And I would say they're classy hacks because you're not actually doing anything weird, but I wouldn't do that. Like I would not do that kind of stuff. I don't think it's worth it to get some temporary. Like not to mention the people that you do really pick up for that. They're not your ideal people, right? Okay. I think you should just keep trying to improve
The
your content,
content.
and it's doing good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually go look for your content now sometimes, not even to just give it feedback, just as I'm like, oh, let me see what's next. That's a really good sign. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a really good sign. You're doing great.
Thank
And
you.
I think in the beginning, everyone was like, I think there was like this implication, you're wasting your time, this is not good. But I think now people can see, like, you create good content. I've noticed
you.
the fridge angles and a lot of other cool stuff you got going on. Like, it's really good. It's come a long way. I'm impressed.
Thank you. Thank you. It took me a while to figure out the direction. Now way better than last year.
Yeah. Something I would recommend. I don't know if you're doing this actually. Are you putting your TikTok? I'm going to call them TikTok Shorts, but are you putting your TikTok Shorts on other social platforms?
I use the same content without the TikTok waterprint. Use that to post on the Instagram, but Instagram was a new account, so it's like not getting any push at all.
On the what? I didn't hear what you said. The Easter?
Huh?
I didn't hear what you said.
I've used the same content without the TikTok waterprint.
Watermark.
Watermark to post that to Instagram. With the Instagram, their own copyrighted music. So every time I do double cross posting, it's like taking me like 40 minutes because I need to figure out which one is good. Music is good for my content. Also do the YouTube too, YouTube Shorts. Yeah.
Yeah. I would post it everywhere. You're gonna see TikTok grows the fastest. Instagram can be stubborn. If you don't catch on like in the first 10, I recommend just stopping it. Not that I recommend, you can beat the algorithm here and just keep posting good content, but it almost is easier sometimes just to start another channel. YouTube Shorts, really slow, and the absolute slowest, most stubborn one, Facebook page. But a Facebook business page. But our Facebook page, I want to say like 6 months into creating videos, and our content was, not poking at your content, but our content was a lot better than yours out the gate because I've been creating content for a while. I'd say at like the 6-month mark, we were at like 20 followers, and it's like, post it there, 20 followers is better than no followers, but what's the point? Now, something pushing like 30 million views per month on Facebook alone, and we're making roughly $200 a day just on views. So just, they start paying you for views, but don't create content just for the views. That's a major mistake. But what I'm saying is I would post it everywhere just so that when that does pick up and you start getting that money for views, dump it into PPC. You know, dump it into, you know, offsetting some of your production costs, dump it into getting an editor.
We actually, I have better luck with the same content that I post on YouTube. Once I post on YouTube, every content I get like a few followers. That was kind of amazed me.
So
And
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah. But Instagram, 200% dead.
200.
200% dead. It's like a nothing really boost up, nothing.
How many? Send me that account later so I can look at it. But you might be better off stopping it and then identifying some of your better content and then jump starting it again.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And also, Carlos, for the question here, can I jump to another direction of the
Yep.
question? I do have a question about you. I know you mentioned on the Amazon first page image, it says viral on TikTok or as seen on TikTok, this
Yep.
tag. And I want to know if we really post, like do a tag or a symbol, half attached to our package, half with like in the white
Yep.
edge. If we have the TikTok sign on it, and then with the just saying as seen on TikTok or viral on TikTok, is Amazon, their AI system, gonna flag us? This is first question. Second question, our product technically is not on, I haven't made any videos about it because someone wanna hold on to it and to make the content yet. So if I really on the page, it's end up I say as seen on TikTok or viral on TikTok, which one could be a better? Because technically, my content considered viral. If you say it's viral, definitely going to million viewers. But we're not even getting that level yet. It just pushed like a few thousand viewers, basically based on my count. So, should we do viral on TikTok or do as seen on TikTok? Which one catch on more attention? Two questions on that. The first image.
That's for the Amazon listing main image.
Yeah.
Okay. So Amazon listing main image. Okay, so first of all, this is something that I recommended to the group a while back that we had tested for a while, was using the whole, let's call it the TikTok badge, right? Which
Yeah.
could be viral on TikTok, as seen on TikTok. Some people have different variations of it, different colors. That I see 20 to 30% lift in sales, which is nuts. It's like, you do that. There's almost an argument for getting it printed on your box. The reason why you don't say as seen on TV, which would give you a lift, is because that's somebody's IP, and they will sue you if you use it. There is none here. There is no certification or approval. There's also someone's definition of viral is super subjective. So like, there is no process for verifying that you even sell on TikTok. So I highly recommend that people do it. Where some people have, everyone that's done it has come back to me and been like, Carlos, thank you so much. This is a 20 or 30% lift in sales for almost nothing. So I recommend you do it. Some people though, and I didn't mean to communicate this, but have come back and said, I've submitted it like 3 times, my listing, it won't get approved, or I finally just gave up on it and I feel like my sales went down. Do you think Amazon's penalizing me for attempting to do it? And again, this is like a handful of people. All of those people that I've gone back to and asked about it, what they did was they used the TikTok logo. You can't do that. Like that is protected. That's the black with the whole TikTok. You can't do that, right?
There you go.
Yeah. So don't do that. Don't do that. That's not allowed. You're not allowed to get Amazon's logo and put it and say sold on Amazon. You're not allowed to. You know how you see like 3 boxes of cereal, and then in the top right it'll be 3-pack with the Amazon thing, the little smile, the orange arrow. You'll see that in some listings. That's a really powerful little icon to have. It helps sales, and it really identifies this as a 3-pack. You're getting 3 boxes here. Sometimes Amazon doesn't automatically give you that for a multi-pack. So people have said, I'll just create it. If you create it, they will suspend you because you're breaking somebody's IP, intellectual property. So do not use the TikTok one. And everybody who has had an issue, when I go back in there, they've used the actual TikTok logo. I mean, you can't do that.
Okay.
Your question is, should you use, part of your question was, does Amazon's AI bots read that? They read everything, so yes, they read absolutely everything. I mean, I don't think they don't read it, but it seems like what they're reading is this approved, and what are the keywords? Because the wording you have in your images are also indexed,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Well, for example, do you talk openly about your product?
Yeah.
Okay, I can talk about it? Okay, so he's got something that says Project Snore in his product. If Project Snore was not in any form of text anywhere else on the listing, it would still index because it shows up in his image, say on the image of the box. So what you have in the image does index. So part of that, yes, Amazon's AI or Amazon's bots, Amazon's crawlers, whatever, they read all that.
Okay.
Yes. The other part is, should you use viral on TikTok or as seen on TikTok? I would test both. And I would test different colors.
Just the word, no symbol, no TikTok.
No, like a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can send you, I can send you some.
Okay. That'd be,
Yeah, I can totally send you some, but it's, somebody here? Is Ramon? Yeah? Yeah. Turn the TV on, bro. Yeah. There's a remote, or wherever you want, they can go in there too, whatever. They can turn the computers on, whatever. Okay, so I would test both. That's what it comes down to, testing. It really is. What's important is whatever you lead with on your listing, you need to let that sit there for a while. Like you need, like when you first launch your listing, you need to let it season. You need to see what gets flagged. You don't jump out there and start making a bunch of changes. So in some cases, when you do that, you get some sales on the second day. That's great. In some cases, it's sporadic when you go to get sales. In both cases, it's never the amount of sales that you want right out the gate. Right? The only way to do that is some serious black hat stuff and like, hopefully, okay. Let's speak about testing for a second though. I guess testing properly, because this is a pertinent topic I think for Bruce right now. You guys remember Dan in the group?
which
Dan
day?
from Marco Island? Dan Forster, awesome guy. He's been part of the group forever. He's
think
like
I remember,
family.
yeah.
He's got the brand TOFL, Toffel. You remember him? Anyhow, he's got this amazing brand called TOFL. It's leather products. He was a shoe cobbler his entire life and decided he wanted to retire and go to Florida. TOFL. So that's the name of his brand, TOFL, to Florida. He's since sold his brand, but his images sucked. And we were working together, I mean sucked bad. Really bad. It's like somebody who just found an old iPhone, bad lighting, bad angle, grainy, everything was wrong with it. And he was getting like 100 sales a day.
Wow.
Right. So he came around to his competitors though, were selling several hundred units a day. So are you happy with the 100 or do you want to get closer to the few hundred? You want to get closer to the few hundred? So he's like, what do we do? And I'm like, well, one of the things is we need to improve. We need to improve the main image.
Where's the remote?
Ramon?
The remote.
I was like, wow, está frito.
Right here.
Where's
Ramon.
She found it. Yeah. So one of the immediate things you want to affect to grow sales, title, image, then title. So we said, let's do the image immediately because it was very obvious. Like the title didn't seem like anything needed to be changed. There was nothing out of the ordinary. Let's go with the image. You got it? I think you got to push something in the middle.
Middle.
It's child-proof. So we changed the main image, and mind you, the margin on this thing was great. So we used a fairly expensive 3D render company. What came out was hands down, pick fool, everyone looked at this, better image, wins 95%, 95.5.
Wow, that's big food.
We upload this amazing 3D render image to Amazon to replace the grainy, horrible one that he had. What do you think happened to the sales?
10 times?
Huh? Under 25 sales a day.
Wow.
This guy just dropped $2,500 roughly into a 3D render to improve his sales. I sold him on the idea, and he loses 75 sales a day.
What?
Right?
I wouldn't expect that.
Because when you first make a change, when you're testing something, the system doesn't really recognize it a lot of the time immediately. It digests it, it's something new. So changing too often, sometimes you don't see the effect of something until later. Usually, you made it. I was already crafting my message in my head. Yeah, so when you're gonna test something, I let it run, in most cases, unless it's a testing of a keyword, and all of a sudden, or a change in an ad, and all of a sudden you're just hemorrhaging money. or you immediately stopped all sales. Should he have changed back to the horrible grainy image that was making him 100? No, but he was still losing 75 sales a day, right? So how long do you think you should ride this out?
I would say at least a few weeks, maybe. At least a few weeks.
A couple weeks. So
Yeah.
when you get into testing, and I'm going here because testing is kind of what you're talking about in your question. Testing is about what Bruce is going to be living for the next 2-3 months, is pure testing. You make a test, and you're like, what the, you know what I mean? Like, but it doesn't mean the test is good or bad. And this is where it gets even more painful. What if the competitors were doing 400 a day, he was doing 100 a day, and now he goes to 250 a day? Do you stop? So we've now determined that the main image grew 150% his sales, but he still sees that he's got a great upside. He could do even better in daily sales. He's got a better price, and what do? Would you keep testing to grow your sales, or you're just like, I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to stop here. Not going to keep. You test.
Yeah, but you test something else other than the image.
Yeah, you move on to you do. But what a lot of people do is they don't test, or they're just like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's getting me sales. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's just back off. This is so much better than what it was before the test. Let's just leave this alone. It's a mistake. So it requires a bit of a cast iron stomach when it comes to testing. A lot of patience. And yeah, so you test it. Now, another thing when it comes to testing, there's Amazon Experiments when it comes to testing. What are your thoughts on Amazon Experiments? Yeah. Amazon Experiments when it comes to testing, or are you just going in there and saying, I'm going to test, right? If you run a test and you manually go in and do a test and you're like, Monday through Friday, let me give an extreme example. You run a test January 1st to January 7th. No, you run a test December 14th to December 21st with your main image. I'm giving an extreme one so we get it. December 14th to December 21st on your main image. And then you do another one where you're like, I'm going to change the main image and see which one works. And then you do December 21st to December 28th. Which one did better? They're going to have different sales. But like, which one sold more?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's not a test, right? That's not a test. So many different things happened there. You didn't isolate anything. Like, more competitors entered the market, somebody ran out of inventory, somebody ran a lightning deal, the cost of everything went up or down. Like, it's not a test. So Amazon created something called Experiments. Remember, there used to be software that did it prior to Amazon Experiments, right? I thought MDS had a tool that did that back in the day. Leo had one, no? Okay. But what it, oof, I think he did.
There's a lot of software out there. The quick ones.
Yeah, but even Jungle Scout had one that they killed because Amazon rolled out Experiments. And what it is you go into Amazon Experience, I believe you find it in the advertising tab, and you're like, here are my 2 images, run them X amount of time. And you grab different areas of your listing that you can run experiments on at the same time, I don't recommend, or for different periods of time. And then you can say things like, if this one just becomes the clear winner in X amount of time, go for it. Just leave it. Or at the end of 30 days, I want to come in and look at this report and say, it's just swapping it out in real time. Like, 10 people go search this in the United States, and half sees one image and half sees the other. That's a test.
Was that called, I think I've seen that in the advertising section. It's like A/B testing with Amazon or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, you should be doing that. Most brands don't. Most brands don't. If you asked most brands, when's the last time you changed your main image? No, so I'm not touching that thing. My sales are doing good. How often do you change? You don't?
I mean, yeah, now it's another.
Yeah, but arguably you should be messing, unless you're dominating the category, you're getting more sales than everybody else. Even then, you probably should be thinking, how much higher can I raise my price here, and adjusting based on that. But like,
No, that's one thing I've noticed. Raising your price sometimes brings you more sales.
it does.
But it's like, it feels like the actual change is the difference. We're like, hey, you raise your price, more sales came in, then it comes back down to normal. Then you lower your price, then more sales came in, it goes back down to normal. I feel like that switch,
Yeah.
the back and forth is something that they reward.
Not enough people let the testing of price, which is a test, go long enough. I raised the price. Oh, nope, my sales went to nothing. Give it a few days. Give it a few days. Like, that's.
What about like a flash sale? Depending upon how long you make it, 12 hours, 1 day, how long can you make it for?
Amazon has a bunch of different promotion types that you can do for different periods. I'm not a huge fan of those sales, so I would need to go in and look.
You're not,
So lightning deals is 1 day and
Yeah.
best deals are 7 days.
Yeah, but isn't there a best deal that's a 3-day?
7 days, 3 days?
I think there's a 3, 5, and a 7, or a 3 and a 7, or a 5 and a 7. For what would be my argument for doing a lightning deal would be to jumpstart out of a stall, to maybe do something in anticipation of a holiday, to like ride some good momentum. But I guess you have to consider you don't plan on doing any holiday promotions because they're going to factor what you need to give on a deal based on what you did on the lightning. Was 120 days? Like if you want to give a discount on
what if?
30?
What if you did it off of Amazon, for Amazon? Like suppose you did it on Facebook or TikTok.
I think that's a good test. Yeah, you're saying like on TikTok.
Leave the price on Amazon and see, and then I guess use a coupon, but 1 day only on TikTok, something like that.
I know people that have the
Yeah.
price super low on TikTok and they sell basically a break even because they know that traffic drives to long term, for sure.
Yeah. I think a risk you run there, for that person it's working, but the risk you run is Amazon does a pretty decent job at seeing what this thing's sold for everywhere. And if they see that you're selling much lower somewhere else, you could have some price suppression issues on Amazon.
Yeah.
But
So do they look at TikTok?
I haven't heard of anybody getting suppressed based on their price on TikTok. I can't imagine that. I imagine if if it's not happening, it's only because they haven't set up something with TikTok yet to do it. But as TikTok shop, TikTok. Oh, by the way, TikTok just said you can no longer ship your products that people buy from you on TikTok using anything but their carrier. So if you were planning on using MCF from your FBA shipments or anything like that, that's out.
Yeah.
They messed up,
Yeah,
I
it
know.
messed us up. Our processes are bad with that.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that?
Yeah. I mean, it is. I think it takes place like next month or something. Or?
No, this month.
No, I think it goes from the 24th to the end of to the 28th, like is the phase period, or the 28th. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's
We have a nice, efficient system right now. Yeah.
What?
okay.
We're still using the
I-
TikTok authorized their UPS, USPS, their carrier.
Another question on the with the TOFL guy. With the example that you said, he did the price, or he was able to achieve instead of the 100, the 250 in sales. Now, after that happens, after like a couple weeks, would you still ride that for like a month or two, because it looks successful, and then could you expect more growth with that, or do you think that would be after a couple weeks that's where you're going to sit?
I would give it at least 2 to 4 weeks. I mean, if we're at 2 weeks and it's still at 25 and going backward, I probably don't have the appetite to go to 4 weeks. Like
Yeah.
2 weeks is more than enough for the system to look at this. In that case, though, it was very clear that it was a better image. I would explore whether, like is there?
Because I would take that as a win. So I would, in my mind, I would be like, okay, we've doubled or 150% our sales. Let's ride that for like a month or two, take our wins, and then maybe test again, just so you're not like
Yeah,
continually.
I would give it a month or two.
Yeah.
But I would be already ready to see I wouldn't test the main image on the next go around, but I'd be like, okay, now that we lock this main image in and we know this gives us 150, what verbiage are we missing in I would now bounce to the title, which is the second largest one. Sometimes I think, I don't know if Ramon's gonna agree with me on this, but like sometimes I think that It also just has to do with how seasoned or how long your product's been around, or like where it's at in Amazon. Because sometimes you look at a competitor, what's the example, diaper bags? And here's a diaper bag. This diaper bag is good. Diaper bag that is great for use in Teslas, in Mercedes, in BMW. It's great for parks. It's great for hiking in the mountains. It's also good in a parachute in the case you fall out of a plane and you can't. And it names all these different crazy things that this diaper bag could be good for, and they're trying to go for all these like wild search terms. I think if you start that way, you're dead. You're probably dead anyway if you get into diaper bags, but like,
You're dead with diaper bags.
yeah. You just crawl inside of it and jump. But you should start with as concentrated of a title, like this is just maybe like your one call out that you're gonna go for. And then you've tested and you went from 100 to 250. I would then start exploring like what are some of these other keywords that these other people are picking up sales for. And little by little, start trying to attack them and build that out to get to 400 or 500 sales. I think some people just look at that and say, I'm gonna go through all that right from the beginning, just because that's how they did it. And that's actually not how they did it. So,
The byproduct is something they did really well somewhere else.
right, it's a byproduct of what they did something really well somewhere else. And if you attempt to do that here, it's actually like a great recipe to not do anywhere near that. So I wouldn't, which is like when you're looking at other listings that are just doing absolutely fantastic on something and you're just like, well, let's use their title and let's just change up our image to do it. And it's like, that's not how it works. So I would test, but I would go after keywords next. And that's probably one of the first places I'd look. Like what's a keyword that's costing us sales? And what's an additional keyword or keyword phrase that we can incorporate into here and start going for to pick up more sales?
And another tie-in to what you earlier said, for the main image with the logo, like adding a little like overlay on it, would it be wise to just start the listing with a new listing just with the basic image and then maybe a month or two later add some kind of other, overlay or verbiage?
Are we still talking about the viral on TikTok or as seen on TikTok?
Right.
I would do that out the gate. I tested that a bazillion times. It's 20 to 30% lift in sales. I haven't seen an argument for not doing it.
Gotcha.
Unless your game is how not to be sucked, unless you're selling a product that prevents you from being hooked by the TikTok algorithm. And then you don't want anything TikTok because you have an anti-TikTok product. But like if you don't have an anti-TikTok product, this gives you a 20 to 30% lift in sales.
Gotcha.
You should be adding it, or you just don't want 20 to 30% lift in sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you said something.
Even if you're lying.
Especially if you're lying. Yeah.
You said something though that, well, I guess it was because you used the logo, or someone used the logo at some point and it represses it.
You don't use the TikTok
Don't,
logo.
okay. Just
with,
avoid
with their
that.
colors and everything, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
The only way I know that you could get away with that is if it's actually printed on your box. But you now might have a bigger issue. I've never heard of TikTok going after someone for that, but now you might have a bigger issue because if TikTok now says all of your products are infringing on our IP. Right, like you can't put Amazon logo on your box or Amazon will go at you. So I don't know if I've never heard of TikTok doing that. I think they're just happy for the extra eyeballs at this point.
Yeah.
But if it was on your box, you have to be able to show your box.
Oh my God. Okay, thank you, Carlos. You just prevented us to making a huge mistake.
Yeah, but no, I would out the gate lead with showing that on your box, especially looking at your competitors. None of them are.
Right.
Right. So that's like huge. And there's so many cool color schemes that you could use for yours that would, really grab attention. And that sort of product does really well with content creators on TikTok, and you're sitting next to one of the content creators on TikTok who does it. So yeah, so a whole bunch of reasons to do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Questions? Any other questions? By the way, I volunteered you earlier. I don't know if you were driving, and said that we're going to start doing. Don't worry, you don't have to be present to do it, but how.
Do I get an approval whether I get to use them out or?
You agreed to it last night. I know you were drunk after one beer, so maybe it was the Miller Lite that had you speaking in tongues. But I was saying that it would be cool to have a little segment that's talking about a cool thing in AI for e-commerce that you might want to be looking on. Not that it's the best thing in the world or whatever. And since you're always immersed in stuff like that, it might not, I mean, if it's up to me to do it, I don't come up with that many new things with AI. Like I use it for a few set things, but the stuff he's messing around with on Clawbot is interesting, to say the least. It is very interesting, and I don't know if, is it still Clawbot? We were debating that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Claw. You were right.
No, I'm sorry, it's not Claw, but it's OpenClaw.
OpenClaw.
Oh,
Yeah, we were both wrong. So OpenClaw, I really think Gemini and OpenAI and everyone else is going to come up with their own version of OpenClaw. And it probably won't be OpenClaw, but the fact of that thing being able to run on a computer and just do a whole bunch of things that maybe you shouldn't be doing is worth continuing to track. Yeah?
I think first about how my AI bot can do it for me.
Could you share? Me throw on my two.
it's called Clawbot. It's also known as OpenClaw.
Yeah.
It
So
used to be called Clawbot, now it's
just accept defeat, Ramon. Accept defeat. Just say you don't. I won't make you get up here, but.
Is this a presentation about OpenClaw or?
We could pop your slides up. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
right.
What are, in your own words, because I did a bad job, what is it? And what are some cool things that are specific to e-commerce that, what's up, bro? That you would, that you think you're going to go at first? Try to be Amazon related.
I mean, everything that I have on my list here is Amazon related. The very first thing that I did is I started.
Turn the camera because he's like literally making him feel really awkward.
What is
Look
happening?
at that.
What now? Now I have.
Look at sit up straight.
Now I have to like sit up straight. First thing is product research by going where my demographic is in social and scraping posts. Like just where's your demographic? What do they talk about? What do they want? What is the new thing they care about? What do they think of this or that? So I have my computer bot just going into all these groups and scraping social media for all that information and creating a database for me. That's number one. Why? Because I want to be really well informed as to what's next for my business, as to how best I can serve them. Then after that, I just started grabbing all my data from Amazon. I mean, we pay a lot of different companies to get all our data together to show it to us in a pretty format. But the reality is Amazon gives it to us for free. So why not just download it yourself? So this basically it's a chatbot where you tell it, hey, I'd like to start downloading my data from Amazon now. And it goes like, that's a fantastic idea. Let me set up a database for you. Okay, the database is set up. Okay, now all you need is this, this, and this. Give me these keys. Boom, here are the keys. Okay, great. I'm gonna start downloading all your data from now on. And I'm gonna have it in a database. Whenever you need to get a report out of it, just let me know and I'll give it to you. You, at the same time, anything from there on, whether it is controlling quantities for FBM versus FBA, getting a report of when you should ship next, getting alerts for your competitors lowering their price or having lightning deals, downloading all your reviews, all your competitor reviews, getting calculations done and alerts for when you need to place a purchase order again with your supplier, to listing optimization, to full-on PPC management. All of it is coming very soon, and I'm just going down the list of things, well, a very long list of things that I want to do with Amazon, rather with e-commerce and AI. I'm just going little by little. Right now, the next thing I'm working on is just downloading all my competitor reviews and getting alerts for changes to their listings. And I don't need to pay a service for that. That's done by a tiny little computer sitting at my house. So, what is OpenClaw? Essentially, it's just a computer that has an AI bot that connects to large language models that understands everything that you want, has full history of everything you've ever written, so it really gets everything, as opposed to LLMs that every time you start a new chat, it forgets everything, or not everything, but it compacts everything you've ever told it, and it loses a lot of information, whereas this doesn't compact anything, and it'll always be there for you. Plus, you can schedule things, such as, from now on, I want you to scrape Facebook at 10:30 a.m. at night, every night.
10:30 a.m. at night every night.
I'm sorry, p.m. at night. And it'll do it for you. And I also want you to download reports twice a day, and I want you to create a report for me, a a news brief every morning at 8 a.m. and I want you to do this, and you don't have to be connected to your computer and ask it every morning. You just schedule things and you just do it. And that's basically an executive assistant that's just a little computer sitting at your house. So that's what I've been working on lately.
He's made a lot of progress with it. I plan on, apparently they recommend a Mac Mini. Can you share why?
Main reason is because the way that Mac Minis are built, they have the memory onboarded with the main chip, right? So computers are basically just memory and processing speed. As long as they're together in one board, they are a lot faster, they respond a lot faster. So Mac Minis are built that way, so that's why they recommend them. Yeah. But any old computer works. If you have an old computer sitting in your house somewhere, that'll work. It might be a little slower, but it works.
Yeah, so he told me like 2 days getting this thing set up to where it can start doing stuff, but now it already is. So he's effectively the only person I know that's actually doing it versus what you can find online. He's also, mine? Yeah. He's also an e-commerce seller, obviously. So for me, it's like, it's my best friend, he's the godfather of my son, so I get to be abusive in how often I ask him questions on this. To where, man, come here, give me a hug, you gotta give me a hug on camera. Nice. I saw Ramon knock that out of your hand, it's not your fault. Like, so, no, you gotta come. You're not gonna give me a hug and a kiss? You're gonna make the whole group think my wife is mad at me for not giving me a hug and a kiss? It doesn't work. It's bad for the image. You're on camera too, say hi, you gotta wave. Say hi. Say hi, wife of Carlos. I'm gonna pay for that. Happy Valentine's Day. So one of the other cool things you can do is you can have it say a week in advance of Valentine's Day, set up a reservation, go buy me a card.
Yeah, that was one of the examples, not mine directly, but something that happens. It's like this guy wanted to create a reservation in a restaurant, and the bot told the bot, "Hey, create a reservation tonight to this restaurant." So the bot tried to go to OpenTable to make a reservation, and for whatever reason, OpenTable was not accepting the reservation. So the bot, without being instructed to do so, rather than going back, it's like, "I can't do this reservation," it looked for a way to convert the command into voice. So it went and downloaded a text-to-voice converter. It called the restaurant. Whoa. It called the restaurant and made the reservation using voice, and then it told them, "Hey, the reservation's voice, but I had to make some changes, but it's done." That's the type of thinking that this bot can accomplish right now.
That's impressive. So.
It's impressive, maybe a little scary too, though. I don't know.
I messed with him in the beginning. In some of like the breakfast chats that we have is, I think somehow I've been put in the position that I'm like anti-AI, which I'm not. But like some of the use cases, I'm like, no, that's not how that works. So it just seems to be like that's the default position I'm put in. So I jokingly said, "Oh yeah, I could totally see that." And it's like, you ask it, "I wish I could spend time with my kids today, but they have to go to school." And then it says, "Oh, okay, how can I do that? I can call the teacher and ask him if he could be released." He'd say no, but I see here that I can call in a bomb threat. And the bomb threat, they'd have to release everyone from school. and then next thing you know, they're swarming your house because they tracked your IP, but your kid's at home. So it's like, it is a little scary. It can be a little scary.
ChatGPT, I need to meet with the president urgently.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you give it unconditional commands and tell it, no matter what, you gotta make sure that you do this, whether it is legal or not. It may try to do things that are illegal for you.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that.
If you've ever watched War Games, you see where this is going. Anybody not see War Games with Matthew Broderick? No? Oh, you should watch it. Global thermonuclear war, remember? Okay. We're in our topic of the week. We got a bunch of questions in. Any questions? I know you came in late. Do you have any questions or anything you wanted to ask? No? Yep.
One proposal suggestion.
Yes.
Take this with a grain of salt. Can we possibly have like a 5-minute break between the beginner hour and the main session?
For like bathroom and stuff?
Yeah, just like ongoing, yeah.
You know, normally I'd be like, no need. but I have to go to the bathroom so bad, and I'm forcing myself to just hold it for the next like hour and a half. Go ahead though. Let's just have small talk. You got to go to the bathroom. Run.
Of
I'll wait.
course, yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait till we start.
I'm just saying for
Go grab a
like-
bathroom.
as the group-
5-minute break officially starting today, and I'll be right back. It won't be 5 minutes. I'll be talking, but I'm not going to take this mic with me to the bathroom.
I always feel like, 'cause I don't want people
No,
to like get
no live stream.
I sit through no like rude.
Let me go first, unless you're like. All right, what do we got? Oh, Alex says, I just dusted off my 2015 MacBook to run OpenClaw. Nice, Alex. Yeah, it's worth tracking. And I happen to have some extra Mac Minis that I plan on getting one and seeing what it can do. Huh? Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
We have a paper that goes looking for certain government contracts. And so based on what we put it, the scraper would like tell us everything that's in the.
I love it. So you're into government contracts? Nice. That picked up a little bit in the group for a little while. Sourcing, like a few people were interested in that. I have a friend that does that, and he came and presented, and everybody got lit up about it. Right. When someone explains it to you, it sounds like it's the easiest thing in the world, and you're just going to run off and be rich. It's so easy. You don't have to put any money in. You just have to bid, and you just have to get this certification. I think that's like a lot. You're gonna put me on the spot like this and reject me? A goodbye, hug, and a kiss? Look at this. Everyone's
On
looking at
Valentine's Day,
me.
no.
Everybody's about to say Port Carlos on Valentine's Day. You're gonna. A little. Okay. So we're gonna get into our topic of the week. Walmart. No, I'm just kidding. Oh no, that was a sore spot. I'm sorry. That wasn't meant for you. Okay, we good? That worked. I actually like that. If you remind me enough, we might do like a
Please, yeah.
little transition between.
Yeah, just so, I don't know. I hate to like, be interrupting, and I don't want to miss something as you transition to the topic.
I love that. No, that makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Sometimes there's like an empanada I want to grab too, and I'm like, oh my God, it's going so fast. Ramon's not going to leave any for the end, and I'm not going to be able to get anything. All right, topic of the week. Today's topic, we haven't had it for a little while, but it's going to be making money as an Amazon influencer and TikTok UGC creator. So this is a topic that's, ever since the cat came out of the bag on this one, it's been
We have to.
inescapable to bring up at least a little bit in every session that we've ever come together as a group since. And I want to revisit the appeal of it. As you know, and as a lot of you have been messaged and has messaged me, I was going to co-present this with Tom. He's working on some amazing things on his own and is not going to be able to make it today. What I was hoping to do is there's a discovery now within the Amazon Influencer Program, and it's a tool that's out there for everyone to use, maybe even an OpenClaw type of thing that OpenClaw could do for you. And what I was hoping to do in today's session was to do like a visual demonstration here, but I can completely walk you through it. We'll get to that at a different time this afternoon when we're talking about it though, but it addresses one of the areas that was a struggle for most people as it pertains to the Amazon Influencer Program. So the reason this thing has caught on so much is it's really the only, and I'm going to call it an Amazon seller model because it's an Amazon meetup. It's really the closest thing to passive income that I've truly seen. It ain't passive, but bless you. It's the closest thing to it. That also allows you with almost nothing, because we pretty much all have smartphones at this point, and we all have a signal or can get one to be able to use it. It allows you with as close to nothing, even less than arbitrage. Like retail arbitrage was the next one that was the easiest one to start, but it requires a lot more than nothing. Your time, your gas, your I mean, a lot of resources. This one doesn't. And it allows you to get started and making money almost immediately. Specifically with the Amazon Influencer Program, and also later with the TikTok UGC Creator. You could, when we first learned about this, I want to cover a little bit of this that I've covered before and kind of bring it home, because I think it's important to see how this has evolved and where you can fit in, because many of you know, you're not looking to be full-time UGC creators, but you're also completely open to letting something else fund all your PPC or allow you to reinvest more into your business. So I think seeing where this fits in is really important. I was struggling with continuing to recommend to new people that were just starting, who wanted to start a brand and had almost no capital, to get into private label. As any of you that are into private label can attest, it requires capital, and it's not $500. So I was forced to sort of say, go do retail arbitrage. But many years went by that I was recommending that to people, that I really felt like I was almost doing a disservice, but the alternative was go figure it out and come back when you have more money, and that didn't feel right either. So I did the best I could with retail arbitrage, and then I see a post of somebody talking about how they made money, commissions, off of a video review that they posted, and they showed a screenshot. The screenshot looked legit. Normally I'm very leery of these screenshots because you can get a screenshot showing your Amazon sales on Fiverr for like $5. So, and it doesn't mean anything. This looked legit, so I've developed a good eye for seeing the legit ones. I eventually, I follow, update me every time there's a notification on this thread. I follow the guy. This is evolving. I reach out to him because I'm thinking, man, if there's a way on Amazon to make money off of a video review, and I don't know about it, I should, and this would be a great alternative to retail arbitrage, but is it legit? So I reach out to this person, I invite him on the podcast. I say, look, at the time, he didn't even have really an axe to grind. He learned this from taking a course that somebody else taught. And that person was offering a very generous affiliate commission for him to push this guy's course. So he was just like, I want to tell everybody about this, and I'm also making some money on a course. So I said, man, I'll push your course link, your affiliate course link on the podcast and to everybody else. But you need to open the kimono, so to speak. You need to let me see this is legit before I start recommending this to people in the group. He did. The guy was very rough around the edges. But like when you saw him, you know what I'm talking about. Like you were very doubtful of anything this person said. Like you'd be like, he tied his own shoes. It was very, it was. Let's call it for what it is. So I wanted to see this person's account before I put my name out there on something and say, you guys should go do something. He showed me. It was legit. I was shocked. That's the Amazon Influencer Program, where you just record a video with your phone. You don't have to be, your face doesn't have to be on it. You don't have to have a fancy camera. All the normal things that you would run from when this sort of topic came up. You don't even have to know anybody, because the Associates Program is the one where you get a link of something on Amazon, but you need to know someone and share it out and bank on them buying it. So you need to do some sort of sales. Here you didn't do that. She's got a video of the product, you post it on Amazon, somebody goes in and looks to buy the product that they were gonna go search for that you don't know. They look at your video, may or may not find it helpful. This is important. I think you should always try to add value, but it really doesn't matter what you say in this video, because there are men, bald men, doing this specifically for hair care products. There are other men that you could tell are like very comedic, is that a word? You could tell they're like, they want to be comedians or good comedians, and they do it nothing but for feminine hygiene products. And it's hilarious. Is anybody watching that? Can you imagine any person who's looking and they're indecisive about a hair care product, or a woman that is indecisive about a feminine hygiene product, that watches this guy talk about it, said that's tipping this, that's what I needed to know. I'm buying it. No, of course not. It was just the last video they saw. They were already committed to buy this thing. Most are like that. So understand this. You don't need to do selling. I've done videos on air plant fertilizer, and I still make like 20 cents a day on it. I don't even know what an air plant is, you know? So you don't need any skills, you don't need anything, and you could start just reviewing products around the house. That's sort of where it started. And I was like, wow, this is really good. We came up with a number around the group, and we're like, let's do 5 to 10 videos a day. If you do 5 to 10 videos a day, this thing will really stack up on you. Let's see where it goes. Several people in the group started doing it. I got some feedback back. This is working. So I was like, okay, let's start sharing it wider with the group. And that thought was, just review whatever you have around the house. There was much fewer people doing it, and that wasn't bad advice. I still don't think it's bad advice. Like, you wanna get your reps in and get comfortable with doing 5 videos a day. I think you should do that to figure out if this is even something you wanna continue before spending any money. But you just grab random products you have around the house. You don't need to have bought it on Amazon. You don't need to do any of that. It just needs to be something that's available for sale on Amazon, and everything is, right? So later on, we realized things like, if you list the video for a product that you reviewed, but that product doesn't have a video on the product detail page, it doesn't matter. Like, your video is not gonna show, so it's probably pointless to review a video like that because the page is not unlocked. There's a lot of, I don't know, did you guys finally get approved for your Amazon influencer account? Is that?
Now we're gonna talk after
Okay.
this.
All right, but most people, it was like a coin toss. We were just like, you got to go apply to be an Amazon influencer. Seemed like your social account needed to have like 5,000 to 10,000, depending on the platform you were on as far as followers. You got approved as an influencer, then you needed to get approved for monetization. I'm not going to dive too much into the mechanics of approval and everything today. That's not the purpose of today's event. But you then needed to submit 3 videos. Some people's videos were absolute garbage and they got approved for monetization. Other people submitted 3 videos that followed all of the so-called rules and they got denied. No reason given. And then you'd have to shut down your account, redo it. Some people just gave up. Those that got approved and didn't give up, they're still making some money. My motivation for getting into it was that I wanted to be able to show people that were just starting, that needed to get some capital to do it, that needed to get some extra revenue stream for whatever reason, to get out of debt, to fund their PPC, to do anything. That was my goal. Stop talking about arbitrage and have that. I don't want to talk about anything here that I don't do. So my wife and I, my wife who just left, we started doing it. We started doing like 5 or 10 a day, and then she just started doing it. I was like, I've sufficiently got my hands dirty here where I know how to talk about this. I don't really love this, but I could see where this works and it's making some money. We've not posted a video on the Amazon influencer account, I think well, now we have 2 accounts, but like in that account, I don't think we've posted one in, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. We still make like $300-400 a month off this thing. We don't even touch, like just random silly stuff. $300-400 a month. Everyone I know that's still doing, 5 to 10 a day, making thousands a month. I'm gonna jump over to TikTok for a second and talk about like that TikTok thing to get everything up to speed, and I'm gonna talk about some things that how to actually make a lot more money on them, on both platforms. TikTok, that was a real pain when we first started it. It was basically do funny videos with some combination of AI and post them and tag them to a product so that you can make a commission every time it's sold. You needed to know how to find the product, you needed to get into the creator program. It was very difficult. There was a lot of hacks that you could do. You could say, I'm setting up a TikTok shop, and if I have a TikTok shop, it unlocks me over here for something else. And then that hack started getting shut down. No one was really making any money. Then we discovered something called YFD, which you love. YFD, your first dollar, opened up a lot of different things. If you're really hurting, and I mean, I don't think you should treat this as like a full-time business, but if you're really hurting on capital, you could just literally repost other people's videos and they'll pay you. Like, you just go in there and say, I'll be a reposter. And they'll pay you, I don't know, it's like 15, 20 bucks for reposting videos?
50.
50 bucks.
Depends how many you post.
For reposting videos. I would have been a reposting machine when I first started and I was hurting for capital. Would you have been reposting? Of course. But I would have been, like, I would have had Clawbot with a machine that just went, you know what I mean? OpenClaw. I would have OpenClawed the heck out of that. Like, I would have stayed up all night on like energy drinks and Cuban coffee and just like been a reposting animal for that. How more people in the group are not doing that, I don't know. But I don't think there's any reason why you can't do a few $1,000s a month just reposting. But
It's easy just to get it done, but as to the technical, you have to get every single time you need a new number now, phone number.
sure, but I mean, think about it. You solved how to find a product. You solved how to bring a product to market, how to source ingredients. You've solved greater things than getting additional phone numbers. And in the age of AI, what is an easy way to get 25 phone numbers? I mean, that's, yeah, I'm not saying you snap your fingers and get it done, but we can get it done. And with OpenClaw, anything's possible. So we discovered here you could connect with brands and say, like if you had no experience, obviously you were accepting a little bit of money. Erica at the time on our team was focusing a lot into the creation of those videos. We'd reach out to brands. They'd pay us anywhere from $250 to $1,000 a month to record like 25 to 30 videos. So it was like, wow, this is pretty easy to do. She had no prior history. When they asked for history, she'd just say, no, I don't have one. And she said, but here's a demo video of something I just created, and they'd work with her. The trap there that I saw, something that was very limiting, is say they were paying you $1,000 a month and you got 5. It's $5,000 a month. It's also 250 videos a month either. So like, you're working, and these videos are not the Amazon influencer type videos. This is a great product. I love it. I recommend you get it for all air plants on planet Earth because they'll make them very airy. Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, these had a little bit more into it. They wanted you to be on camera, be funny, maybe be a little funny, a good hook. You might be getting into some teleprompter action. Not backbreaking labor, but not passive. And if you've never created videos, and the editing, even minor editing with CapCut that goes into that, 250 videos is starting to smell like work, right? You're pretty much, if you're wanting to scale that and double it, what you're talking about is creating a video agency. And that wasn't the purpose. I'm a firm believer in the best way to kill a side hustle is to turn it into a business, right? So I think that's what stopped a lot of people from getting started, or some people is like, I'm not gonna create 30 videos for 250 bucks to get their reps in and build a portfolio. So that happened, and then there was a period where everyone was doing it, and it started getting more saturated, but again, everyone that's kind of stuck with it and done the 5 to 10 per day is making thousands of dollars per month. Now, what I started doing at one point is a combination of Vine and brand deals. And this started working really good because what I was doing is I was looking at I was getting reached out to by a lot of factories. We still get reached out to by a lot that are like, we have this widget and we love your Amazon influencer profiles and we'd love for you to review our product and post it on your profile. And we'd say, I don't know, 50 to 100 bucks. They'd do it. Some won't, but they'd do it. And we started accumulating these, like 50 to 100 bucks a day, 30 days a month. There's something there, plus the commissions. Fortunately, my wife's doing this because that sort of time was escaping me a lot then. And then, but what happens is, if you start accepting a new product every day for a couple months, where do those products go? Right, they go everywhere. Like, there are big mountains of boxes everywhere. So I was like, what do you do with these boxes? That's why God invented Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. So we started posting them there. And I mean, it's 100% profit. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's 100% profit. We got paid to take them. And then we're gonna sell them. It doesn't matter what we sell them for. But they can't stay in the house, was what my wife said. So we started posting them. And we'd post them at like 50% off. Some stuff sold fast, some didn't. But now we're getting $50 to $100 for doing the video. Some of these things are making an affiliate commission on the Amazon program, so making some money there. And then we're reselling them at 50% off. So we started saying, wow, the things that are selling, we're making some decent money here. We're doing like, I think combined at one point was like $8,000 to $10,000, never just from Amazon affiliate commissions, but from brand deals that they pay, reselling, and Amazon commissions. It was turning into something nice. But then we were like, man, the things that are selling quickest are things like sinks and fans and stuff like that. So it was like, why don't we intentionally go reach out to companies that have these things and say, we'll review all your fans because it's gonna be easier to sell. But what was happening is you now have to reach out to these brands. It's work. It turns into a lot of work. You're having to build a system for how to track all of this. And it started getting beyond what I was willing to put in. I can think of a lot of other things that are exciting, and fortunately I'm not in a position where that was like, I needed that to survive. So I backed off a lot on it, and a lot of the boxes you see around here, like very rarely are they a brand deal, but they're usually like Vine stuff that I get into review. But it was a big eye-opener on the different ways that you can make money. So if you're trying to, I mean, even right now, if you're trying to make a few $1,000s extra, that is a very clear blueprint per month on how to do it. It is 100% doable. You just need to put in some sweat equity, some labor into it, and it's doable. Absolutely. Like if you're in some position where you're just like, I need like an extra $3,000 to $5,000, that is the blueprint. It works. But again, just like the Amazon influencer program and TikTok, it was the scalability of this. You needed to get approval for these brands. They needed to approve you. You needed to get the product. You needed to flip it. It wasn't the most scalable. You probably, if you wanted to scale, you needed to hire a team. It was difficult to find like this system to just get an unlimited of products to just appear in front of your face so that you could just review them, which you could see is the issue across a lot of these. Any questions from anybody so far? No? Any questions from anybody here so far on any of that? Okay.
The question is, I know you and Tom started like after you started this long time ago, years ago. Even now, we're still stuck at the first step. Is like how easy for us to get in, or like Amazon still like a kind of open wide for accepting influencers, or they narrow down to
No,
select?
they're accepting people left and right still. Like much easier now to get approved for the program and monetization than it's ever been. Like I don't, to be honest, I know of 2 people.
We're one of them.
And you're one of them. Yeah. The other one is the woman that used to come here, Latina. She had different colored bright hair. She had like red hair. She was also stuck, you know what I'm talking about? And also to this day has not. You guys are the only 2 that I know of that's not approved yet. So my guess.
We are.
Yeah, my guess is that, this is not anything against you guys, is that you have greater priorities going on than this. You do. I mean, one of them, the most important priority in the life is between you guys right now. Chris has made some major upgrades on the professional side. I mean, there's so many different brands and the hangers, and like there's been bigger priorities. But knowing what I know about you guys, if you guys got together and said this is a priority, I guarantee it would be done. So, and in this other, in the other woman's case, I feel the same way. She had a lot of other priorities going on, and that's okay. But that's what it is. Like you hear everybody else with these wins. It's like you want those wins, make it a priority, make it happen, or make OpenClaw do it. Right? Okay. So scalability was a big issue on this, and then I'm going to say maybe 2 months ago, maybe not even 2 months ago. Tom and I were speaking, and we were talking about a software, two softwares actually, that would allow you to do this. So this was a metric that we never really knew, and that was if you were to leave a video review of a product as an Amazon influencer, and say you were the only one, and say the listing had, thank you, and say the listing only had 100 sales per month. How many of them could you count on to look at the video and then buy? So is it 1%? Is it 2%? I was putting it at about 1%. Obviously some categories, the need to go look at a video is greater than others. But generally, you know, all things being equal, I was putting it about 1%. But there's a software called Oink that will allow you to look at the product and even filter this and say, you know, show me opportunities of products that are selling X amount per month and have that are unlocked, that can sell, that can accept an Amazon influencer video, that sell, you know, at least X amount per month, and whose commission is at least X amount per sale. Like, show me those. And it will. And it will also let you know things like, you know, if I was to buy this product, if I had this product in my possession right now and I left a review for it right now, and I posted this Amazon influencer video right now, how long, based on the total sales and the commission I would make, you know, per transaction that somebody looked at my video, how long would it take me to recover my money that I put in if I just bought the product? It lets you know that too, so you can even filter and be like, you know, just show me things that, I don't know, I'm gonna use 30 days, but you can do less, you can do more. Maybe you use 30 days for your credit card, so you can pay it in full afterwards. Show me the things that I can recover my money on if it's in less than 30 days. So the other piece would be creator connections, which we haven't gotten into. And on the Amazon influencer program, they pay you low percentages. It's still good, you still could totally do it, but say 4% is high. With the creator connections, brands that have products out there that they're willing to pay commissions on, those can be 15, 20, 25% that they're willing to pay for it. So when you get this and you're like, okay, this is how long it would take me to recover my money, and this is what I can get because this product's also on Creator Connections, you're looking, I felt, and Tom also was very confident on this, that you now had a way, why not just buy the product? Why? The question becomes, why reach out to the brand? You could reach out to the brand and say, can I get this product for free in exchange for a review? And I'll leave an Amazon. Sure, you absolutely could, and they'll send you the product for free, but what if more people leave an Amazon influencer video before they respond and you actually receive it? That math changes on you. But the product was free. Nothing wrong with doing that. I was in agreement though with Tom that if you can order this thing and you have Prime, you're gonna get it in a day or two. And it says that you can recover this in like 14 to 16 days. Why would you not do it? So he was you know, and there's an idea that comes up or something, and he's like, and if it gives him that itch, he's going to execute on it quick. So he's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I was like, me trying to be like a little more, why don't you do a little bit? So I'll let you guess how much he spent to test this, but it wasn't what I would call a little bit. And so he does it, and I was like, let's do this. Let's do this, because he was, I mean, again, this was going to be one of the things we talked about today. It was, well, the reason why we didn't present this before is I was like, look, same thing in the very beginning, minus obviously Tom's not sketchy, but the sketchy person in the beginning that was first talking about this Amazon influencer video, it was let's see if this thing is actually legit, right? This software says you're going to make this money back in 14 days. Are you actually going to make the money back in 14 days? So that
How
was
often does Creator Connection pay you? How, like, do they have a rolling number of days or months, or
you join the campaign, and if you're part
during
of
the
the
campaign? But like, okay, so
as long as the campaign's running.
as long as the campaign's running, you get a sale in Creator Connections, and when do they pay you? 10 days, 30 days?
When does the payout actually happen?
Yeah.
Or when do they pay?
When does
I think
it pay out?
the payment's instant.
Oh, instant.
Yeah, but you get the payout at your normal payout schedule.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Is it just one video per product, or you can do this?
that, somebody remind me of that. Do you do one video per product, or can you do multiple? So the way you're thinking is really, really good. That you guys remind me to circle back on that.
But before people move on, like, this is literally the biggest unlock and the difference maker for the affiliate market versus what seems to work really well, which is the original idea was just grab everything in your house, make videos, and make 5 to 10 a day. And you know, as easy as that is, it's still plenty of work. Now the idea is more like, don't make 5 to 10 videos a day, just find the right products first. Find the products that are going to actually bring you revenue before you jump right into creating videos. And if you do it that way, then there's a lot more money to be made.
Agreed. So the outcome of the test, I don't feel like enough time has gone by to prove that every single product will come back and recover that amount. But as of a couple days ago, and I was speaking to Tom, and he's been showing me the screenshots and everything, and obviously it's legit screenshots. Absolutely has more than recovered the money for the investment that's gone in. So the idea is, or was, I don't know if he'll be presenting this here or if I'm going to move forward and do the podcast on it, but the idea is I wanted to validate this before bringing it to the group. I feel like it's been validated through Tom's test, and I think it's something that everybody here should explore. Again, just like when I talk about Kit, sometimes the setup process trips people up. So hence why I was hoping to do a visual demonstration, or Tom was gonna bring his computer and do it. Didn't happen. Within this week, I already have some people on the team who are gonna download Oink and Viral View and all that. It's not rocket science. We'll start doing it, and I'll be able to come in here and show you guys, anybody who's stuck on that setup process, and how to get it going. It is not difficult, like at all. Like that's not needed, so don't wait for me on that. I would highly recommend that if you want to make the Amazon influencer portion of making money part of one of your revenue streams, I would recommend getting Oink and Viral View or any other Amazon influencer software you want to get to start doing this. There's, like anything, I don't recommend that you go all in and max out your credit card on a whole bunch of products the first time. Do it in a controlled amount and do it in stages. I would hate for somebody to misinterpret something I say and go drop 5,000 on something and you got wrong products. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you did, you can return it. You can actually return it to Amazon. Awesome. Gaming and God says, awesome. I use Oink and Viral View. Also interested in the purchasing product strategy. This is Mike. What's up, Mike? Yeah. Oh, that's Mike. Mike Morejon, right?
Carlos, can you comment on?
Mike, if it is you, chime in if it's Mike Morejon. If not, I know another Mike too, but your name shows as Gaming and God. If it is you, let me know when you can come in for a beginner hour, and I'd love for you to present on it.
Can you comment on when you shouldn't consider a product because of the video availability? Obviously, if the brand does not have a video, it's Mike going home.
Yeah, what's up, brother? Okay, let's do it.
If the brand doesn't have a video, then you automatically disregard it, regardless of the sales.
Right.
And if there are X number of influencers already on that product, you also disregard. What is that X?
I wouldn't, and to be clear, I wanted to see this tested before I did this firsthand. So I've not done this firsthand myself, but like some of the sponsors that we have, I try to have a firsthand experience with using them before they come in as a sponsor. But if they don't, I'll get someone that I trust and be like, stress test this and give this person a free license and let them give me some feedback. And if they can vouch for it, we do it. In this case, obviously, I would vouch for Tom and what he says. He tested it, he showed me everything on it. But your question is to like when you should disregard something. Obviously, if the product detail page is not unlocked, then you don't do it, it's a waste of time. The other one is how many videos are on there to where you'd still consider leaving a video. I mean, if it's saying that even with 3 videos on there, you'd still make your money back in X amount of time, we have no reason to doubt that
So
it's...
the software does tell you that?
Yeah.
Oh, so because it's 3 videos, you get your money back in this?
Yeah,
and because
based on-
it's one,
right.
you get your money back in this?
Right, so if it's saying you can still make your money back, even if there's 3 there, we have no reason right now, I have no reason right now to believe that it's wrong. But if you just as easily can say, show me the ones that don't have any, why, I don't see why run the risk, why do more?
When you say 3 videos, you mean 3 videos posted from other people?
Sorry? Yes, so like your brand has a video and it's unlocked for Amazon influencer videos. If I'm looking at that on the back end, it says, man, there's no Amazon influencer videos right now and it's selling 1,000 units per month. If my video's there, this thing's estimating that I'm gonna make $200 in the first month, but I can buy it for 40. It's like, let me just send it to me. Like, Prime now, delivery 3 a.m.
Exactly.
Right.
1 day shipping.
Right, but now you're also, look at this, so you're making that money, you can now control how fast you want to grow this. You have an additional thing that you can do now, like before with the Amazon influencer money that we were making, what I would strongly encourage to everybody is like, don't take your eye off the ball. Start getting this, I mean, if you're just starting off, start accumulating your capital to where you can get in a position to launch your brand. If you already have a brand, start gathering up this capital so you can invest in more Amazon advertising. How's it going, brother? Welcome. So you can invest in more Amazon advertising. If you're in debt, pay yourself out of debt. Like there was a lot of, I'd prioritize that over getting more camera equipment and trying to improve the quality of your videos first. You don't know where this is going in the future. But now, if you can control how fast you're going to scale this up, I think it's not my favorite, but I think there's a good argument to say, well, why not grab a percentage now of what's coming in to feed into the scaling of more products that are going to be delivered to your doorstep, right? Why not do that? And all of this is not taking into account the resale of these products.
And when you're talking about, you found a product that makes $200 a month, that basically means for as long as there is a campaign running for this product within Creator Connections.
Well, the Creator Connection portion would have to do, yes, for as long as that's valid. But remember, that's just talking about recovering your money to start. The product is still going to make continued amounts of money. If it goes the more people that have videos, the less money you're probably going to be getting. But it's still all profit. And that's the thing. If before this, unbeknownst to you, if you're just like, well, there's only 3 people showing up as an Amazon influencer video, I could buy this scooter for $1,800. Like GC and I, tested that with the second account we opened. We would just go get a big ticket purchase from Lowe's, and we're kind of like, why don't we just go buy it and return it? Like, let's go buy it.
Couldn't you just do it in the store?
Well, you can get dinged. Some people do it, and they're making a lot of money. Some people in the group do it, but that's really black hat, like taking the video in the store. But
Because buying and returning isn't?
I think it's safer. I don't think it's a good thing to do, but I think it's safer And what tipped me on thinking, no, it's definitely not white hat, but what tipped me on doing that is I was talking to an Amazon influencer who makes their money with Amazon Live videos. And I had just come back from getting the Vision, Apple Vision, and no, I'm sorry. I had just come from getting my computer, and I was on the market for the Amazon, for the Apple Vision, and there was a long line. And I asked the rep that I'm dealing with, like, what is that? And he mentioned that it was for the Vision's returns. And I'm like, is something wrong with the product? And he's like, no, those are the influencers. Like, that's very commonplace that the influencers go in, they all bought this, $6,000 Vision, augmented reality. They do a whole bunch of videos and all the features and then return it.
Wow.
So it seems to be pretty commonplace in the influencer world. And that was enough to give me license to, like,
Screw this.
yeah. And again, driving around Miami to go get an $1,800 scooter to then get a few dollars commission really wasn't worth the traffic in Doral. So I wanted to do it more to be able to tell people in the group, like, this works or this doesn't work. But yeah, it definitely seems like if we were to rate the different ways to approach the Amazon influencer program right now as smartest, most efficient way to least, how we started with just review everything you have around the house seems to be the least efficient and least smartest. And right now, I mean, this is brand new. Right now, that Tom tested and that I was able to validate this seems like the more efficient way to go about doing it. Michael Morejon too, who he said Keepa's a huge hack with this. Let me see, I've used Keepa to find the items using Keepa Product Finder. Has a video filter. Oh, look at that. I had no idea. Michael's a beast, by the way. I've known Michael and I vouch for Michael like 1,000,000% over. I can't vouch for his gaming, and his handle says gaming and God. I know he's a God-fearing man. I don't know about his gaming. I think I can beat him in gaming, but he uses Keepa for it. Michael, reach out to me so we can schedule something, bro. This will help a lot of people in the group. But apparently he's got a way to do it with Keepa as well. So some of you might already have Keepa, and you can.
I do.
Yeah. So you sold. You're like, pay what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm paying $250 for Oink.
Open Claw Keepa.
Open Claw Keepa.
That's right.
So look, that was the bigger news for that. I recommend you guys do it. If you're not approved, I recommend you get approved. I just really bashed starting with reviewing the products around your house. I still think you should review the products around your house. At some point, the quality of your video is going to matter. The more saturated this gets, the competition is going to have to start going at some point. The algorithm is going to change as to what gets served. If you're one of the first ones, also taking a step back, if you're one of the first ones to leave a video, it's much harder to get knocked out of that top frame. So even when more people come, yes, you lose some of the commissions on the sales to other people, but you're still probably getting the most of the pie of those sales. But at some point, those people are going to be dethroned, and they're going to be dethroned off of quality. I still suspect that the more last click attribution a video gets, the more likely it's going to show towards the top, and at some point it's going to be, those top 5 videos in the top or everywhere that's showing on the listing that they can say people saw this and sold. So the quality of your video would matter a lot there.
Speaking specifically about that quality, right? Obviously, reps are king. Like, if you want quality, you need reps. But do you recommend just that simple scripts, the thing that the teleprompter on your phone, and just scripting out something and just talking it out in front of the camera?
Yeah,
I mean, considering somebody that does not have video experience, obviously, if you do like you, it's very easy for you to talk. But for somebody that does not have video experience, would a teleprompter on your phone be good enough?
Yeah, I think and I've said this a few times, nobody ever bites on it, but I think you remember, Ramon, we have a sort of a hidden Facebook group that has to do with live streaming. And what it is it's private, so nobody else can see outside of it, and I have some challenges in it. And you go in and you're like, we have a 3-day, 7-day, 15 and 30-day challenge. And what it is you have to go live from your phone, wherever. You need to go live in there and say, I'm so and so, whatever you want. You can pitch your business if you want. This is like the only exception. Like pitch all you want, but you got to go live. You got to go live for at least 1 minute, and you need to declare, I'm taking X amount of day challenge. And you now need to, without fail, not miss a day for the amount of days that you accepted the challenge. And if not, nobody boos you, but you just didn't do it. That is a huge help in getting good on video or getting more comfortable. Everybody found that very helpful. If anyone's interested, just let me know and I'll add you to it, and I'll jump in there and do some lives with you.
Do it on Discord.
Huh?
Do it on Discord.
On Discord. You can go live on Discord with the video?
I think so.
Oh, that would be great. That would be really good. I'd be happy to do that, but I'm going to share something with you. Everyone's terrified to do it, and nobody jumps out there and says, I'm taking the 30-day challenge. And everyone who takes a shorter challenge asks after a couple days, can I just change mine to 30? Because once you get past those first few days of doing it, a few minutes each, the difference between going live for 4 days or going live for 50 days and getting on camera it's gone. It's just very, very easy. So, and the reason I'm saying live, your Amazon influencer videos are not going to be live. Live is a scarier proposition than just recording a video because it's live. People see it live. You make a mistake, you made a mistake. You got to roll with it. You can't post-production. You can just say delete. Let me just record again. Eventually, I think having a script is the way to go. But loading a script that AI created into a teleprompter.
Humanizer, man. Humanizer, let's go.
You could use Humanizer, but loading it into a teleprompter for most people, we have now entered too much tech land. There is nothing wrong with printing it out or jotting some bullet points on and having that paper right here beside you or on the ground, and then having your camera. I'm looking at right now I'm talking to you guys, but anybody watching me on the camera, I'm not making eye contact with them. But the idea with a teleprompter is, look at this. Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah. So the idea is this feels like a totally different relationship to somebody on the other side of the camera. Like it feels like I'm talking to them. So if I'm reading on a teleprompter, it looks like that. But when you're doing a product video, it's actually better to look less produced as an Amazon influencer. So if you're using the teleprompter, it's to keep you with that eye contact, but solid eye contact nonstop is the very definition of more produced. So there's a good argument. I like teleprompter eventually because it's easier.
It is.
It's easier. But if you have it on a paper and you're talking and you're engaging with the product that you're reviewing, and you look down, no one's dinging you. Like, you're not going to get a bad review because the person keeps looking down at what they're saying. Like, that's never happened. There's not even a spot for them to write that. As a matter of fact, if they watch it again and refer it to people and say, look how horrible this video is, you're going to make money because people are going to watch your video and check out. Don't get too caught up in that. There's nothing wrong with jotting down bullet points. Next step after having it on a paper or some sticky notes. Try to look more into the camera or around the camera. Maybe you have sticky notes or paper near the camera. Prop something up against a book. Tape it to the wall. You don't have to get fancy. Eventually though, where you want to take this, it's a teleprompter. They have those apps on the phone. I could show you the one I use. Maybe you get a teleprompter hood that goes on your camera or on your phone that has like a glass that you can read. Don't not start because you don't have that set up. It's not, for the types of videos we're talking about here, not worth it. If we were talking about YouTube videos, Very worth it. Out the gate, I think you should do it. Like you're talking to someone, you want to be able to make that eye contact. So I think what you want is your smartphone, a pen to write down some notes, maybe AI, if that sounds easier than writing the notes. Have the AI open with the bullet points that it gave you that you could talk about, and hit record. If you were to invest in anything, I'd say a clicker. A little Bluetooth clicker. You get a pack of 4 for like $6. Because what happens is, you got your phone. Imagine your phone is there, and it doesn't have to be floating in the air like this one, but your phone is where this camera's at. So what you do is you come from here, you set your camera up. You're like, this is good. Or if you're my wife, you spend an hour making sure the light hits the makeup perfectly from every direction, right? If you're me, you just go, and then I look at this, and then I'm like, record, and then I go. Well, from the moment I hit record to me getting back here and starting, I now need to edit that piece out. It's easy with CapCut. You don't have to be a fancy editor. Just go on there. If you've edited one of your Instagram posts, you know how to do it.
But that's an extra 3 minutes or 2 minutes.
Times however many videos you're doing. And then when you finish and you're like, so I highly recommend this, that piece needs to be cut out too. If you have this tiny little clicker in your hand, and I can send you the link, an associate's link.
Put a video on it?
Huh?
Did you put a video on it?
I'm gonna put a video. I'm gonna hook that thing up. I'm gonna be the best 13 cents I ever made. So you're gonna get this clicker in your hand, and don't worry about if they see it. They won't, but they don't care, right?
But don't you have to hold the product? Like you have a clicker in their hand and the product on the other?
You could. Don't overthink it. Like if you have the clicker and you need to pick the product up, set the clicker down. But the important piece is when you start, if you're holding the product when you start, is just get positioned and then go. And then start talking, and you set it down on the table and you keep talking about the product. And then when you're done, you get it and say, you know, however you want to end yours, I highly recommend it, or I'm super glad I replaced it with the blank, and you hit end.
Can you give us a 45-second pitch of how you would do an influencer video for that water bottle you got right there?
Sure. I got this water bottle because every time I drink out of plastic water bottles, it seriously torques off my very woke friend over here who thinks I'm poisoning myself with bioplastics. So I refuse to buy a thermos because it infuriates my friend in a really great way, and I think he overreacts to a lot of things. So if you have a friend that is very woke and does not like bioplastics, I highly recommend that you get this Pure Life water bottle.
This is the friend speaking. What an asshole.
No, but if you've seen some of the videos that I've done, they're much worse than that. You don't have to be comedic. That was just me pulling his leg. But I would say water bottle's tough. This water's can be kind of tough, but let's say these were sourced. I looked on ChatGPT, there had to be a reason why I bought this water. And the reason I bought this water is I can get a 36 pack of them, slightly cheaper than the 24 pack I can get. And we go through so much water here, but I don't want to say that in a review. But maybe you do. I have an office and a lot of people work out of here. A thing of Zephyr Hills costs $9 for a 24 pack. I get this $6 for a 36 pack. No one knows the difference. And I've happened to notice that these come from an aquifer that's in Colorado. I've not fact checked it, but I like the sound of it. That's it. That's all you have to say.
I don't think you can mention price, right?
You can't mention price. Yeah.
You
can't
can?
mention price. You can't. You're right. You're right. You can't mention price. But no, you can't mention price. You shouldn't even mention things like better price, great deal, got 50% off, coupon, anything like that. But it's that simple, you know? You don't need to show like a water splash, and you don't need to show like you ordering it and you got it from Amazon and you're cutting it. You don't have to come in with like the fireworks coming off your water, nothing like that. Very, very simple. Umberto's smiling. Yes, Michael said, Dale, I will message you, happy to help. There we go. I'll have a complete video walkthrough of that shortly. Any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. It's only a very passive way to make a lot of money, so if you're not interested.
We were just so interested that we can't wait to get them getting this damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I want you guys to get into it, especially now where you can just order the products that you're gonna review.
That's the difference maker.
That seems like a really big difference maker. And I know I'm joking about OpenClaw. I mean, obviously I like it enough to start mentioning it in the group and see where it goes, whether it's OpenClaw or whether it's Gemini's version of OpenClaw or whatever. That does seem like one of those things that seems like there's a criteria. And if I can get this thing to go in and buy something on Amazon, I'm like, hey, I want to spend $500 every blank to buy blank that fits this criteria. Outside of that, I don't care what the product is.
I want
Why not?
every morning at 8 a.m. I want you to provide to me 3 products that I can buy that makes me $100 a month on profit after purchasing the product. And then every morning you wake up and you just press buy on your Amazon account, and by the time it gets there, the script is done, and you just have to record.
Yeah, script's done, everything's done, loaded into my teleprompter app, and the folder titled blank, and name it, put the ASIN, put the whatever information you want to be able to track what product it is. And that's the type of thing that would excite me with OpenClaw. Where I start, well, I won't bash OpenClaw since that was so good. I won't do it. I'm gonna behave. I'm gonna behave. That was very good. Points for OpenClaw.
No, Chris. I call you Chris. Sorry, Carlos, I love you. Carlos, when we go through the account, to open the door, and is that okay for me, the content is about me making content, but for him to do the 3 videos? Or it has to be me? I feel like the channel's about me doing something, he was there to just flash a second or two.
He can be on the video.
He can?
He can be in the video, and if the channel is approved by you, he
Yeah.
technically could do all the videos,
So for him,
or vice versa. What,
because I just don't like to do the 3.
you don't like to do the videos?
Because that's, you see that, the talking skills of me, and I want Chris to, they want a more blue-eyed, like the white guy on camera.
I think that's probably your preference, but most shoppers or most brands, if I had a brand, no offense, Chris, love you. If I have a brand and I want to sell products, you're on video.
Ladies sell.
That's what ladies sell,
Yeah.
and there's a reason for that. I think it starts with an S.
No, but for the getting the game for monetize the 3 videos, I want him to do that as possible, right? It's just
Well, at the end of the day, test. Oh, I'm gonna wait for her to come back to talk about the question that she brought up, which is
who?
the one that's sitting in front of you. She just stepped away for a second, but she asked a question earlier that had to do with the
2 videos.
2 videos, or she didn't even say 2. She said, "Can I leave more than 1?" I think he asked, "Can I leave more than 1?" Which to me meant she wasn't even thinking 2. She was thinking 3 to 5, like block everybody out. Okay, you can. You've always been able to leave more than 1 review. Some people would do an unboxing. Some people would then come back and be like, "This is it installed. This is where I have it. Fan's working great. Look how strong it works, but it doesn't knock, it's strong enough to be cool, but doesn't knock any of these cups over." And then another one even later saying something like, "This is 2 years later, exposed to the elements. This thing's working perfectly fine." So it's 3 different angles to the video, and there's not a limit to 3. As long as they're different videos and you can get the same video and just drop them a few times. So if you can come up with different angles, I think you could come up with at least the unboxing and another one. You can do more than 1. That's always been a strategy. Without saying any names, somebody that we know seems to be going that route kind of aggressively as it pertains to this strategy with buying, and it's not Tom. As it pertains to using Oink and Viral View to find the products, getting them quick, saying, well, hey, if this is all about a speed game and who gets first video to market, why not leave more than 1? It increases my chances of later on when other people come, because they're gonna come, keeping more of the pie myself. It's not a bad strategy. That's what I would say. It's not a bad strategy.
Yeah, but if you want to resell and if you open the package and all that, then
Yeah, if reselling is more of the angle and you're gonna make more that way, maybe you just resell it. Yeah.
I could see like some kind of like terms of service like change where it's like, oh, this now.
Later on down the road?
Yeah, I could see that background on someone.
Yeah, I don't, it's possible. I don't think so because I've been a big reviewer for a long time. I mean, Yelp, Amazon, I don't leave negative reviews. I just won't review if it's negative. But all of the platforms, including Amazon, most people don't do this, but all of them encourage you to go back and revisit your review. Nobody really does it. Like as sellers, we don't, like most people don't go back as a buyer and go back and do it, but as sellers, we never think to have someone go back and do a review. You don't have a lot of control over that, or if you had someone do it, you're just like, I'm happy it's a 5-star, that's enough. I'm just talking about total star count is what I'm thinking of. But you're encouraged to go back and edit it. Like someone, you can go back in there, you can go back into your past review and say like, you know, here's the unboxing video I did for this laser hair cap to regrow my hair. This is my review 6 months later. I'm still bald. Or, you know, here's my review. It actually left a rash on my, you know, like you're encouraged to do that. And then you could go back a year after that. You can constantly go back and upgrade it. So I don't think for that reason they're ever going to stop. Like say a terms of service, they don't want you to leave more reviews. We ruin things. Somebody's going to create a webinar and they're going to say, fill up all 5 if you see it as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And that person's probably going to say do high quality, but then everyone gets lazy and they're going to be like, wow, did you know AI could just change the hook in the beginning? And they're going to flood it, and then there's going to be a crackdown. Like that's what it would take, I think, for them to do something like that. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Putting a pin in the Amazon Influencer Program, that's some good updates and things that you should do. TikTok Creator. The TikTok in YFD, your first dollar, they're paying creators a lot more lately. So it looks like, I guess more and more brands are using it, and the supply of these creators, I guess that's how it would work, is not going up fast enough, so they're willing to pay creators more money on YFD. So a lot of, you're not even really seeing a lot of like $250 retainers anymore. And I'm speaking specifically about retainers. So if you are interested, I think where TikTok's gonna work is if there's a type of product that you feel very comfortable, you find easy to review. Like if you're comfortable being on camera doing beauty stuff, go for that. If you're comfortable and you can talk all day about pool stuff, do that. But if you do, it's pretty easy to make a few $1,000 it still is pretty easy to make a few $1,000 a month as a TikTok creator doing UGC content. So
50-year-old male TikTok creator?
Huh?
50-year-old male TikTok creator?
There's ED stuff. I think you'd be the perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's for everything. I mean, we're 50. Actually, I shouldn't have cracked at you because I'm older than you. I'm actually closer to 50 than you are. You spared me. I appreciate it. But there's certain products that would work better for a 50-year-old than some, I was going to say younger person. No, some other person. We're still young. So yeah, there's a creator for there's something for everybody. All right, we're pushing up on time for the event for today, and it looks like Bruce is freezing. Before we go, a round of applause for Bruce getting a Mac. I love the upgrade. I appreciate you guys. I'm back on schedule. You're gonna be seeing a lot more announcements from me. Last 3 weeks to 4 weeks, I haven't been able to make those announcements that reminds everybody that we have the meetups coming up on Saturdays, so be expecting a lot of that. Be expecting a lot more live streams from me like I used to do before every single event. If I do one of those live stream, letting people know, jump on and say hi, because it helps a lot. Let me know if you have any questions about Oink or Viral View. We'll start working on that ourselves this week. Michael Morejón is going to be coordinating with me to come in and do a presentation for the setup of it, so we'll revisit this topic. I'm gonna keep tracking it really, really hard to make sure this thing's still standing up, it's still validated, it's still making money for everybody that's doing it. And I'll have some firsthand experience myself for some purchases we'll make this week. And yeah, I really hope you guys are able to make money off of this.
I hope so too.
and-
Don't let anybody.
Really, just don't, the risk here I see, like, with this is that people are gonna get everyone's gonna get too caught up into something like this and lose sight of, like, the idea here is to grow a brand. These commissions can change overnight. Something could change and everyone prefers AI videos over non-AI, you know what I mean? Like the non-AI videos. Could be a heavy shift into live streaming and people are just like, I wanna see live streaming. I don't wanna watch videos of people doing that. It's like, you don't know what, I don't know what's gonna change, but the thing is things do change. You owning a brand and building out the SKUs on that brand, that if it's a quality product and you have great customer service and great pricing, that's not gonna go away. So don't lose sight of the greater goal, and that's what I got for you guys. Thank you.
So this is definitely